Today we have what you all have been waiting for.
The blueprints. Even though they're white, I don't use blue paper anymore.
Hey there, my name is Yami. I am your Latina next door. Welcome back to Mi Casa. Today I have my husband again for episode 3 of our farmhouse plans. Today we are going over the entire floor plan. You guessed it. We're going to go through the entire layout of the house. That way you guys can see what we decided on finally as to what our forever home is going to be. Now, before we start, I do want to mention that we already have episode 1 and 2, and I will have them in the description box below. That way you can check them out. Episode 1 was us breaking ground, and episode 2 was all about our driveway and our footers. So before we start on this, we have our very first on the Latina Next Door's channel. This is Nelson's very first time joining me on doing a voiceover. Say hi, babe.
This is my debut. How's everybody doing?
So here is the front of the house as well as the side view of the house. For our very first time ever, we're going to have a 3-car garage, which we're really excited about.
That way I can park my lawnmower or whatever else I feel like.
So it'll be nice actually having a 3-car garage with a little bit more space for all of our things. So we're really excited about that. That's one big adjustment and change as far as our houses are concerned from anything that we've had prior. Also, if you can see here, it's pretty symmetrical from the front, and I kind of like that. It is a modern farmhouse style house. However, it's not going to be your traditional modern farmhouse as far as what y'all usually see when, these houses go up. And I'll explain that a little bit further when you guys start seeing our design ideas as to which direction we're going to go with the home.
I actually was the one that picked out the garage in the back of the home. So I don't know if you've seen homes where, you drive up to it and you see the garage in the front. I decided, you know what? I want our house to be the focus. I don't want our cars being parked in the front.
And we actually had a house like that, and we really liked the fact that you did not see the 2 garage doors from the front of the house. It's just a little bit nicer, when you pull up to a house and you don't see a couple of white doors. So we're really excited that we have a side entry for our house. So to compare what you see here versus what we've already shown you guys, this garage lays kind of like an L against the house, and this is what you see above from like our drone view. So this is an overview of the layout. Obviously, it's a little bit hard to see. There's a lot of stuff going on, so we're just going to zoom in on the particular areas as we walk through them. Of course, this is the aerial view, and what we're going to talk about now, is going to be the very first floor. So the very first thing you walk up to on our house is this humongous front porch. It's definitely something that I asked for. Nelson got the garage, I got the front porch, because on our last house, it was very small, and we did spend a lot of time on it. But this time I wanted to make sure we had something substantial so that we can all hang out there with lots of space. And if we decide to go out in our front yard to check out the rain as it falls, because it rains here a lot, I have plenty of space to sit out there and enjoy the view.
Yeah, we wanted to have like an outdoor living space. We spend a lot of time outside, but at the end of the day, if you just want to relax and yet you're not ready to go inside and take a shower or anything, hey, why don't we have an outdoor living area?
And this actually gives us several areas, as you can see, because it has areas to the right and the left, as well as in front of the windows, that we can just put chairs or seating or rocking chairs, hammocks, swings, you name it. So this is actually very exciting for us to have such a large front porch. All right, so immediately as you walk in is the foyer entrance. And it's a nice, spacious foyer entry, and we really love that about it. The only thing we did not like about it, or me in particular, was that it was completely open. There were no walls to either side. And that was the very first thing that I wanted to change on these plans. I wanted to add walls both to the left and to the right to kind of enclose it, as you see in this diagram right here. Now, this is going to give me the ability to put a dresser, a mirror, maybe coat rack to one side. I don't know, but I needed a space to where I can properly welcome our guests and actually have a place where we can put our keys down or our coats down or boots or whatever. And that was important for me. So this is the first change that I made.
Yeah, because the entryway is a transition from the outside to the inside of the home. So it would be nice to be able to, even if you have a spot to put your shoes in and, put hooks or whatever, decorate however you want, or to have a mirror so you can look at yourself right before you leave the home.
So that was important to us. That was our very first change. So to the left of the entryway is the dining room. Now, we had lived in previous homes where we had like a breakfast area and dining room area, but we learned in our last house when we had our dining room set up is that by having just one designated dining space, we actually use it all the time, not just on special occasions. So when we were looking at floor plans, we wanted to make sure that it was just one dining space and it was very easily accessible off the kitchen so we can just go right to it.
Right, and the fact that we have a island in the kitchen that's open into the dining room, if you wanted to have a quick breakfast or anything, you just have it on the island. But when the family sits down, we can all go to one spot and actually eat.
And that's something that we like to do. We like to actually have, well, I make it a priority, is to have sit down family dinners every evening, all of us together. And this will just, continue that tradition. Now, to the right of the foyer is going to be a study/office area.
Now, this is going to be my spot.
Nelson's never had an office of his own, and he has been working from home for quite some time now. And one of the things we wanted to make sure he had was a nice space where he can just sit down and focus on his job. And one of the changes that we made to the space, besides adding that wall there that you see in the foyer, is actually going to be adding French doors to the space. So he's able to close the doors behind him and really focus on his job. And we really wanted to make it like a nice, moody adult space for him. And we also are going to be adding a library in here. We want to actually have a huge amount of books so that whenever we want to just pick something, refer to something, we have it right there and available for us.
Yeah, the look that we were going for is kind of like that old traditional where there's a big oak desk or just something that as soon as you walk in you see the presence of it, and then I can have my computers there, work there. But behind me in one of the corners, we're going to have cabinets, and I can set up my my scotch, my cigars. I'm not going to be smoking cigars in there, but I just need to have a spot to where I can actually store some of the nice, good, I don't know, what would you call it?
Nelson has some very nice crystal decanters that we have not been able to use in a while, and he loves displaying his like bourbon drinks and stuff in there. So he's actually really excited about this space. It'll be a very, I don't know, I don't want to say Hugh Hefner-esque type space.
No, but we like that look. It's when we have family, friends over, and let's say the wives are cooking, the kids are playing, and the men are
in their robes and slippers with a glass of cognac and a cigar in their hand. I'm just kidding.
Right. Just you have a spot that's a dual purpose. Like, yes, I work during the day that I can be on the computer, but when we have family and friends over and, the men want to go talk about something, you can just, hey, we have this neat corner that you go in and you could feel relaxed. I'll have it dim. The walls will be, painted a darker color. I think we're not sure which direction as far as the paint or what we're going to do, but, the overall look of when you go into this place is going to be relaxing, and you can have a conversation with anybody while you're there.
It'll have a sophisticated look, and I think you guys can tell that we've thought thoroughly about this space. Now, next we have just a long hallway that takes you down into the master bedroom area, but we're not going to go there yet. The next space we're going to go to is the main great room. And we're really excited about this because this space is actually quite large. And not only is it large, but it has huge glass doors that are going to look out the back, and we're going to get to see those sun setting. And that's actually one thing we didn't mention previously is that our house actually faces east. So in the morning, our front porch is going to get hit with that morning light. And in the evening, our back porch is going to get hit with the evening light, which we're really excited about.
One of the design features that I had to have for this home was a wood burning stove. If we were not going to have one, I was not going to build a home. I wanted to have a wood burning stove in the heart of the home. I can't even explain, if you've ever been to a home that had a wood burning stove, the warmth that comes out of it, just what it looks like, what it feels like, especially in the winter, once it's, really cold outside and you come outside from being just nearly frozen to death and you come in and you just feel the warmth. I mean, it kind of just warms you from like to your bones.
And that was definitely something that was very important to him. And I think we're going to go for something a little bit more European, maybe English looking with like stone or brick, but just make it really a feature of the space. And not only is it going to look really beautiful, but we really want it to be functional and get to use the resources that we have here on our property, on our neighboring property, because we totally have access to a ton of trees around here. And, it's something that's going to help us not only to keep the house warm, but also become a little bit more self-sufficient and a little bit more efficient as far as how we heat our home. And as you can see, the living room's placement is right dead center of the entire house. So it could not be in a more perfect location. As you notice also, this space is pretty open. It's open to the hallway, it's open to the foyer, it's very close to the office, it's very close to the dining room as well as the kitchen. We wanted this space to feel like we were all together. Our kids really do love to be kind of around us, but we wanted it to be big enough for it to feel like we weren't on top of each other. So if somebody was in the kitchen, somebody was in the dining room, or somebody was in the living room, we're all there together. But it just doesn't feel like we're on top of each other. We can all, talk to each other and stuff. So I think this floor plan really speaks to that. So the next space we're going to talk about is the staircase.
So this space is in between the fireplace and the master bedroom. And as you can see, there's like a little mini closet. And typically, in home constructions, they'll just leave the dead space underneath the stairs as nothing. They'll wall it off and maybe make like a mini closet. But what we are going to do is just leave it completely open and kind of turn this into the brains of the home. We'll be able to run all our Cat 6 there. That way we can have, Cat 6 runs to the lounge room, which is really the office, the actual office for Yami. And anywhere that we would have a TV, we're going to run Cat 6. That way we can have internet. Also, we're going to run speaker wires. In the future, we want to be able to put speaker wires around the home. But, I don't know when or the timing and the budget, but we want to pretty much just pre-wire everything and run all our data come to that room. And we figured that's the best use for that space that's there instead of just leaving it empty.
The next space to your left is the kitchen. And I'm really excited about this because Nelson had his wants and I had mine. And I had to have a huge kitchen with a really big island. I had a big island in my last house, even though I had somewhat of a tinier home, but the island was something that I really liked having. And this one, it's dead center and everything is nice and open. I can see out the windows in the back. I can see out towards the living room or the dining room. It's just the perfect location. And I'm actually really excited about this layout because it's going to be the largest kitchen I have had. To the back of the kitchen, there's a special design feature, which I was really excited about. Now, this is actually a prep kitchen. Don't worry, I don't need a prep kitchen. I cook all my meals every day. However, I don't need that much space. What I'm excited about is that this is actually going to be my pantry. It's going to be like a walk-through pantry. And I'm excited about that because we currently have a deep freezer where we buy half a cow at a time. We eat a lot of, meat in our family and we need that much meat on hand. So this is going to be an area, not only am I going to have all of my pantry goods back there, but we're going to have our additional freezer where I can just walk right behind the wall and get whatever meat I need. So I'm really excited about this space.
Oh, we love steak. We may even have to go buy a whole cow next time.
Well, yeah, we have gone through two half cows since we moved in. So it's pretty awesome. Now there's this little space right here in addition to that space that I was just talking about. And this is supposed to be the actual pantry. Well, we're super excited about this because this is actually going to turn into our cold room. It's the best place for it. There's a door to close it, and it has access, or the back wall of the pantry, I should say, is backing into the garage. So we can add an extra AC unit right there to keep that room colder than the rest of the house. So we're starting a garden here. We're going to start canning. We're going to start putting things away. And I'm so excited that I get to have a cold room right inside of my house, because obviously we can't have, what is it called? A root cellar, because we have rock. So this takes care of that.
Yeah, that's our workaround of not being able to create a root cellar, unfortunately. But, it also gives us all the room to store all our roots and
Vegetables,
stuff,
yeah.
and raw milk and I don't know, any dairy products like that. Now, obviously, this will probably be a adventure in and of itself since we've never had one before. So we are definitely looking forward to this.
So yeah, this was definitely one of the design features that kind of attracted us to this particular floor plan, is because we actually can do so much and everything will be right there at our fingertips. I just have to walk, down a few feet, and I can get, stuff from my cold room, or get stuff from my pantry, or get extra beef. So this is really exciting. Now, behind the pantry is going to be my small recording studio slash office, if you will. Now, you guys know I have my cottage where I'm going to be actually creating the projects. And when we do special things like maybe canning, or if I'm decorating something like a birthday cake for the kids, all that stuff will be done in cottage. So I don't have to take up my kitchen in my home. And here I will actually be going back and doing my photo dumps, my video dumps into my computer, and putting everything together to record. It's going to be soundproof, which is great, because in the past I've just had issues with recording during the day, and I've always had to record really late at night when everybody's asleep and everything is quiet. This is going to give me the opportunity to not have to stay up till 3 a.m. sometimes recording videos and voiceovers. So I'm really excited about this. It gives me a dedicated space to go in. When mommy is in here, the door's closed. You know what she's doing. She is recording, and I'm excited about it. So that's what this little space is going to be. Now, next to the office is going to be the mudroom slash laundry room area. And I'm really excited about this because it is a nice size. And I'm going to be able to have like locker space in there for the kids to just dump their stuff when they get home from school, as well as, if anybody comes in from the outside, that is where they need to come, because the floors are going to be, probably either brick or even slate. I don't even know, but it's going to be a tough material to where if you bring in grime, if you bring in mud, it's okay. It doesn't have to be trekked in to the rest of the house. So I'm really excited about actually having a mudroom. Again, another reason why we love this floor plan so much is because we've never had a mudroom before. Living in Georgia, we didn't really have to, but up here, it's definitely a must, especially with our rainy season during the winter. Now, on this floor, we actually have a full bath for the guests to use. Now, it might not be necessary, you might think, to have a full bath downstairs. However, I don't know if you guys remember, but we packed up our huge above ground pool that we had in our last house. And that above ground pool is going to be behind our house, and we're really excited about it. And I've always thought, how nice would it be to have just a full bath downstairs so that nobody has to trek in any water or anything when they come inside from the pool. And I'm excited that I get to have one. So this bathroom is going to be very functional. I'm excited about that. And as you can see, it's directly off of the garage. It's directly off of the back porch, which we're going to go into next.
It was a good thing that we kept the pool. Ironically, when we took it, we didn't know what the terrain was going to be like. And, coming to find out, we cannot have an in-ground pool. Well, we can. We would just have to dig up and get maybe dynamite or do something in order to be able to get, an in-ground pool. But, unfortunately, we won't be able to do that, but we do have a really nice above-ground pool.
So next you're going to see this area, and this is our back covered porch, which we're really excited about. And again, we're going to be able to enjoy our sunsets back here.
Again, this is another outdoor living space that we're going to have, a part of our home. There's a really cool feature in the back. I wanted to have an outdoor fireplace, and maybe, like a TV over the fireplace, just somewhere that we can go out and enjoy the evening, maybe watch TV, hang out with the kids, have a grill out there, have what are those things like a Blackstone, those cooktops, kind of like a hibachi grill, but just, another living area that we can just spend outside with the family. And during the winters or when it gets colder, be able to just burn some wood and be able to be outside and feel comfortable.
And then here is our parking garage. This is a 3-car garage, like I mentioned earlier.
This is my area. The Latina next door will not be able to go in there and decorate it.
No, but I'll be able to go in there and take some tools and park my car.
Absolutely.
One thing we did to the original floor plan, though, was extend it out. As you can see in the image, there are actual stairs inside of this garage. And that's because we decided to use a space above the garage as a bonus room. Now, the bonus room was not originally in the original plans of this house, and we wanted to make sure that every single inch was used. So we asked the architect to change that up and make it accommodate a bonus room.
And you may be wondering, why do you need a bonus room when you have all the other space in the house? Why do we need a bonus room?
Because he wanted a room where he can get away from me.
So this place, what we envisioned is kind of like a maybe theater room slash pool table room. Maybe, if
Kegerator room.
right. We invite people over and maybe we don't want to make a mess in the actual home itself. Like, we're not having an actual dinner party, but just want people over. We have a dedicated spot, so it's away from everybody else.
And not only that, this is where our kids are going to grow up. They're going to turn into teenagers. They're going to want to have buddies over and stuff. And it'd just be nice to have a hangout room where they won't be in mommy's nice space inside of the house.
Right, so if everybody's having fun, and at the end of the day, you can close the door and just be done. And, if you're tired, you can come back and clean it up the next day and not have to worry about like your whole house being a huge mess.
Exactly. And as you guys can see, you have to access it through the garage. And that honestly was just the only option that we had based on the rest of the floor plan, because there was just no other way to get to it. So we're actually happy with that. We're totally okay. All we had to do was extend the garage, add some steps, and we had a huge space for us. I mean, how big is that?
I think it's God, I don't know, an extra 600 square feet.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool that we were able to utilize that space that was not being used at
Yeah,
all.
otherwise it would have just been empty. I mean, I guess it could have been like just attic space that you just store stuff in there. But again, we're kind of over just having storage space. We want to use every bit of space.
Exactly. Now, to the right side of the house, we are going to go and head to our master bedroom. We were actually very excited that we had a master on main. We actually really hadn't had that in any of the previous homes. We were usually upstairs. And obviously, since we're going to grow old, that's going to work perfect on our knees when we become like elderly and can't go upstairs. That's not really the reason why we chose it, but hey, it'll help in the long run.
Yeah, we hear that so much. Oh, don't have stairs when you get old. And it's like, well, gosh, I hope I don't, I'm not so debilitated by the time I'm that age that I can't go upstairs. But, you never know, I guess.
No. So we just like the fact that it's down here, it's spacious, because honestly, it gives the kids the entire upstairs to themselves. And that's more of a reason why we like this floor plan.
Yeah, it just kind of gives them, I wouldn't say it's sanctuary away from us, but the ability to just have their own space and they don't feel like, mom and dad are on top of them.
And then right next to it is our master closet. And I'm really excited about this because, as you can see, compared to our bedroom, it's a pretty nice size.
Yeah, this is kind of like a blank canvas, obviously we know the space of how big that's going to be, but we don't exactly know what the layout or what we're going to do in the end, whether we're going to have the whole built-ins, from all the way around the room, or maybe something in the middle, like a bench to sit on, or I don't know. There's a lot of ways we can do that. So we may just tackle that at the very end, just frame it in and leave it blank until we figure out what exactly we want to do, or what do we want after knowing how much space we actually have available to us.
And how much budget we have left, because by that time we might not have any budget left. We don't know, but there might just be just coat racks or something in there for the time being. Who knows? But I am excited about this because it's a chance for us to really have a nice master closet, and I'm looking to design something really pretty for that. And then finally here we have the master bathroom, which is another pretty large space. I'm really excited about that, like, standalone tub right there too.
And one of the features that I know I like is from the master bedroom, you can go into your closet and then into the bathroom. Because I think typically what you see is you go into the bathroom to go into your master closet, which we've had before. But this is like, it has this, you can go directly into the closet, change or do whatever you need to. And if you need to go to the bathroom, then you go into the bathroom.
I think the reason he likes it so much is because he usually forgets something, a garment, and this is on the way, so now there'll be less likely to forget a piece of clothing on his way to take a shower. It's very convenient, very convenient. But that is it for the first floor. And so we're back to the outside of the house, and that is pretty much our rundown of our floor plan. And the reason we are not taking you guys upstairs is because upstairs is our kids' bedrooms. And Nelson thinks, and I think as well, it's probably best if we keep that layout private just because it is our children's space. Now, you guys will see them decorated and all done up and everything, but as far as like the layout and everything, we just kind of wanted to keep that, secure and just for our knowledge. And I'm pretty sure you guys definitely understand why we do that.
So this is a very condensed tour. I mean, obviously, when we go and do each individual video, as far as siding or whatever, we'll go through what we're doing in particular. But during this whole process that you just saw, let us know what you think. Are we missing anything? Do we need to add anything else? Any other features? Anything you can think of. I mean, to me, anything is worth asking, especially now since it's not up and we can still make adjustments, small adjustments, not like
Not huge.
right, we're not going to add a third floor, we're not going to do a basement. I don't know, any minor changes that y'all can think of.
Or things that we might not possibly consider that maybe perhaps we should. Just things like that, because at this point, we can make those minor tweaks. And we'd love to hear what you guys think of the plans and how we're going to use each room and just the layout of everything, and if you have a favorite part, what do you like, what do you not like, that kind of stuff. I mean, we'd love to hear it. We're very excited. We are stoked that this is what we get to build. We have been looking forward to this day for quite some time now, and I mean, I just cannot wait to see this go up, because this honestly is the house of our dreams.
So for example, do we want to put sidewalks all the way around the house? That way we can walk around without getting muddy if it's raining, snowing. Or do we want to put gravel all the way around the house? That way you don't have grass going up to it.
Just tweaks like that. I mean, we've been looking up, different ideas and stuff. So again, if you have any suggestions on what can make this even better, hey, we're up for it. Obviously there's a limit to what we can do, but we'd like to get all those ideas out now so that we can be prepared when all the walls start going up.
Also, let us know if you've enjoyed today's video with me doing voiceovers.
I know. Do you want to hear Nelson speak again? I think he likes to hear himself speak.
Is my voice soothing, just like Yami's?
Well, that's it for today's video. We hope you enjoyed episode 3 of Building a Farmhouse, going through our entire house plans and how we modified it to kind of suit our needs a little bit. And let us know if you have any questions about any of the rooms or any of the things that, you saw. Obviously, down the road, we're going to share more design elements and things that we're actually going to be putting inside of the spaces as far as, maybe colors and design choices. But today we wanted to give you guys an idea of why we chose this floor plan, how it works for us, how it's going to flow. And yeah, we're really excited about it. We absolutely love this house and we can't wait to see it come to life.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed looking at the blueprint. Again, they're not blue, so the screen that y'all saw today, they're in white, but they used to be blue, like the shirt.
Nelson and his fun little facts, I guess. Thank you all so much. We will see you guys back here very soon. Until then,
Go dogs.
adios.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock.